Welcome back to Final Fantasy V. So, last time, we got this cool new airship. However, it did not go high enough, so now we're fixing that problem. We got the thing we needed in order to bring this airship high enough to meet the now floating town of Gon. So, we just need to deliver that to the nerds. So, in the meantime, here's our classes. Ferris has taken the Cannoneer class, which I believe I've mentioned before, is one of the GBA exclusive classes, which normally you would not get for a very long time. It's quite a bit before Square Enix said, alright, yeah, you can get these now. Gelf is a monk, and yeah, here we go. So yeah, pretty good damage-focused group. And now, we travel to the nerds. Now we just have to carefully get into here. The airship moves very quickly, which is always an issue, having to go back to this tiny little spot on the map. Install is such a weird word to use for a material.
We have to download the newest drivers for it.
Every goddamn time, can't just use it out of the box.
Shadow Clone Jutsu! This is what I've decided mid sounds like, by the way. I guess how that could be a stretching sprite, but it looks like he's celebrating victory from waking up. I didn't die in my sleep!
Had this weird dream where the nerds finished making the airship already. And also they were like moving so fast there was more than one of them, it was really weird. Didn't think either of them could move at those speeds. Alright, gander taking, what's going on? Oh, that sounds bad. You mean not only is that city floating, but it can also shoot us with guns. It's fine, we'll just beat up the guns until they die. Alright, so... here we go. This time... oh, this time, we're actually going to the ruins, for real. Nothing's gonna stop us, this airship isn't going to be blown to bits. We have a vehicle and we're going to keep it. Now, technically you can go up from any point in the world map and you'll wind up here, but, yeah, I just figured I wanted to get in close, you know? Alright, so time to fight some guns. Here's some flamethrowers. So yeah, like I said, it really doesn't take that long to actually get another shot at the flamethrower blue magic, so you don't actually need to fight the prototype. It's not that useful.
Also, man, move over, Skies of Arcadia, you with your dedicated ship-to-ship combat system.
Yeah, we just got off the boat and left it over there, and now we're just beating up the cannons.
We're just gonna imply the entire crew leaps out of the ship. You can see it in the background, actually.
Yep, it's over there.
I didn't realize that. We just left it!
It's fine, it's got autopilot.
If this fight takes too long, they should put, like, 2 black pixels in the background that run up and take the ship and leave.
It's fine, though. Lena just jumped us over for this fight. Alright, so yeah, I am using a bow with Ferris because I didn't really want to just completely obliterate these guys, but open fire is actually a pretty strong attack. We'll see it in a bit. Can't resist using it forever. And yeah, unfortunately, while we did have two things to fight in that battle, it wasn't both of the little sprites on the world map. It's two fights of two flamethrowers, so...
We're gonna have to do this 3 more times, huh?
Well, I mean, technically twice more, because it's symmetrical, so there's 2 guns on the other side, and certainly that's it. Definitely nothing else.
This fight's not over yet, so I was including it in 3.
Okay.
Anyways, looking at all the different sprites, especially from that scene from earlier, I don't want to spoil any potential LPs, but man, the sprite animation in this is so much better than Dragon Quest.
Yeah, it looked pretty good on the SNES, but Game Boy Advance version just gives it a nice little extra bit of polish. I know the Game Boy Advance isn't exactly the most powerful thing and isn't always, the best in comparison to the SNES, but I think Square Enix did a good job with the tech on this.
Yeah, the big sticking point that I'm aware of is the sound chip, but I don't know a whole lot about sound.
Yeah, I mean, I get that even not knowing much about sound. I mean, I can't can't describe many specifics of it, but a lot of the songs, if you compare them between, in terms of remakes, aren't as good. I think Donkey Kong Country is like one of the biggest ones I can remember. The Game Boy Advance version of the soundtrack is mostly not super great in comparison to the SNES version, though admittedly, final boss of Donkey Kong Country 1, I actually do kind of like the Game Boy Advance version of that one.
Oh, at least they're different guns.
Yeah, this is a rocket launcher, so I don't know enough Metal Slug to know exactly how screwed I am, but it's probably fine.
Hey, is Missile a blue magic you can learn?
Yes.
Oh. I was just taking the piss, I forgot that was actually... Why can Bart's learn surface-to-air missile?
Rocket Punch, I don't think... Unless I'm conflating the two, I don't think Rocket Punch is a blue magic, though. Also, Rocket Punch sucks because it confuses you.
Why, though?
You just get punched so hard you don't know where you are, so you just start attacking your friends. Bartz, what are you doing? Oh god! Bartz, why did you set Galuf on fire? Look, I know he deserves it, but don't do that. We need him. We require his powerful kicks. Anyway, you were saying about the new enemies. It's Flamethrower again.
Why do we only have one embankment of fucking missile launchers?
Yeah, you'd think the missile launchers would be more useful on this floating ship. Like, how long do these flamethrowers actually reach, though? I feel like if we just, didn't fight them, we could probably avoid them pretty easily.
Anyways, back to what I said about comparing this graphically to Dragon Quest. Yeah, sprite-wise, I feel like there's no comparison. There are so many unique sprites for all the player characters in this.
Mm-hmm.
Meanwhile, I'm pretty sure I can count the unique sprites of any given Dragon Quest character on one hand, maybe two. Weirdly enough, that series kind of benefits from being in 3D because it's easier to make animations for 3D models than it is for 2D sprites. I'm playing Dragon Quest VII now, the 3DS remake, and those characters are so much more expressive than the sprite versions. They have, acting and, you get characterization just from the way they carry themselves. It's awesome.
Honestly, yeah, I feel like Toriyama probably translates to 3D a little better.
Yeah, I can see that. Not that the sprites look bad, they're just kind of
No, yeah, they're
lifeless
fine,
compared
but Squaresoft really was very good at this.
Dragon Quest had issues because they took too long to translate compared to Final Fantasy for one reason or another. But also, like, Final Fantasy just had better presentation. Like, there was no contest.
Also, just kidding, here's another gun. It was 3 more fights, not including the one you were talking about at the time.
Christ!
Okay, I thought we could take out, like, normal-sized guns. That is a very big gun. Alright, well, let's fight the gun then.
We better put our fucking cannon
Here's the soul cannon! Alright, so, Soul Cannon has a bunch of different targets to hit. All of them are going to help it out. It's going to be firing different things at us. Those are the launchers in particular. They have missiles that turn you old, by the way. So watch out for that. They're going to try to lower your stats.
Yeah, I got hit by the missiles that turn you old.
I remember that meme. But yeah, the main thing Soul Cannon is going to be doing is trying to charge up a gigantic diffusion beam, which is just a ton of damage, so good point to start with. Slow it down so it doesn't do that. It's got a whole big charging sequence that it does, so you know how close to being screwed you are. But yeah, to make sure that you are not pummeled by other things, you are going to want to take out the launchers too. Honestly, I feel like it's more important to take out the launchers just because they add a bit of unpredictability to the fights. Like, you don't want to get hit by the launcher's missiles and then get hit by diffusion beam, or vice versa, because then there's a pretty good chance you'll just die. But I took him out because blue magic's real good. And now we're just at the point where I have slowed the cannon down, so we've got a pretty good chance of actually killing it before it gets its beam off. Safety lock offline.
Off. Man, good thing I remember to check that.
Fire! Ah, shit, the safety's on. Damn. Oh, we're gonna focus for more damage. We're not gonna try to dance at it. We're not gonna try to seduce this cannon. Check out these moves! No! I do not desire people! I only desire firing the diffusion beam! I feel like at this point I'm just styling on him. We are getting close to him firing, though. It's good to have regen in case that does happen. Also good to just, you know, be normally healed. Getting a lot of Shiva, which... I don't know if it's just resistant to ice or if it's due to the old, but it's not doing a lot of damage. I think electric would be doing more. Again, that's why Call's not super useful. I still have a pretty small pool of summons, and I'm still not getting the old man.
Since I said something mean about Dragon Quest, I'll say something nice about it. The pull from a random pool of actions, moves in Dragon Quest tend to be better. In Dragon Quest 3, I think is the worst, just because that was the first time they introduced that mechanic, so they leaned too heavily on, oh, there are too many actions that just kind of flatly suck. But, like, by Dragon Quest IV, Tornico, the character that does the goof-off stuff, has like one bad action. He can stare off into space and waste a turn, and the rest are all positive. And one of the rest is tripping and having his weapon fly out of his hand and land in the enemy. That's always a crit.
Amazing.
Another one is that he will just summon an army of merchants that will then spend 3 turns attacking the enemy at, like, I think it's twice his current attack power or something. And this can happen during the final boss. Okay, I won't let him. It missed Lena.
Shit! At least I got to do my wave B!
Couldn't be a little faster, could you, Lena?
Look, I wouldn't have gotten to show off the big wave beam. I wouldn't have gotten to show off the diffusion cannon if she had killed him sooner. Alright, so now there's a big gun-shaped hole that we can enter this flying fortress with. And with that, welcome to Ronka Ruins! So, we have yet another cool-looking, like, technological dungeon, and we've also got this party. 2 old men and some gravestones.
So do the old men have pink eyes, or are those, like, John Lennon glasses?
I mean, I would assume pink eyes, but, you know, it could be anything, really. That's the beauty of older sprites, is sometimes you just get to interpret them how you want to. But yeah. Yeah, speaking of the background, this game does have some real nice backgrounds, though. This one just looks nice. I do like the depth of this one. Like, it almost does feel like we're just, like, in a room and not just kind of in a block. the fight block. You just have that old Final Fantasy I rectangle where we fight in. Ah, okay,
oh,
we already have the invisible floors gimmick. So yeah, Ronka Ruins has invisible floors, that's fun. It also has gold armor, which, for some reason is better than what we have. It's one of those games that's like, nah, I guess gold's fine. It's probably just gold decorated material, and not completely gold. Cause I'm sure everyone knows by this point, gold is not durable. You don't want to use that for your cool armors.
Or your weapons, yeah.
Yeah, in fact, Final Fantasy III actually had... that was the case. Like, you got the gold equipment, like, midway through the game, because there was that guy who was literally just named Goldor, and he loved gold, and you could get gold armor in his dungeon, but it sucked ass.
Bartz, you fuck!
Bartz is getting so confused. And immediately betrayed. Don't worry, Queen, I've got this. Okay, yeah, thanks for the protect. Bye, bitch! But as it turns out, I actually wanted that all along. It was good that I got 1,000 needled, and now you get 1,000 needled. So yeah, control is very good, especially if you want to learn blue magic. Sometimes Ferris is just going to have to pilot an enemy action into Bartz, and that's just how the world works.
Do you think it would be funny if after all this time you spent with Bartz learning blue magic, somebody else ended up being the blue mage for, like, the end game?
I mean, technically speaking, that's totally viable with the way magic works in this game.
Yeah, I just like the idea of, like, well, thanks for getting your ass kicked, Bartz, but somebody else is going to use all that magic you learned now.
Alright, there we go. So White Wind is a very good spell. A little bit situational. But I guess Bartz is probably pretty thankful I didn't just maneuver Alamia's 1,000 needles into him this time. But anyway, White Wind is an ability— oh, I shouldn't have done that, that'll heal him. Don't know why I didn't see that one coming. But anyway, yeah, White Wind is a healing spell that is based on your current HP, so if the caster has a lot of HP, White Wind will heal more. So it is good if you have a fairly high HP or defense or resistance or whatever caster, so that they don't take too much damage so that they can heal a lot of damage. Again, a little bit situational, because if you are dying, then it's better to just use a cure spell. Caster can't really do much if they're on low HP.
Do you think the guy that came up with that spell took a flight and had the advice of, like, you can't help somebody else put their mask on if you don't put your mask on first? And I was like, oh, that'd make a good spell for Final Fantasy.
Very creative mind there.
I feel like that shit happens.
Oh yeah, totally. Is also a good place to learn Era if you haven't already, which, you know, is normally a pretty good spell, unless you use it against an enemy that is a fan, and therefore you should probably expect that it's able to heal from wind magic. Yeah, see, this time the enchanted fan fucking sucked at, go piranhas! At actually healing itself. It was able to double its remaining HP, sure, but that didn't really help, because then I just took that away with a jump, and then bees killed it. You might be able to heal from wind, but can you heal from bees? I don't think you can. Nobody can absorb bee elements. Alright, are we almost to the part where I had to pull some shenanigans? This is sort of a long dungeon in comparison to what we've seen, but we're hitting a save point here, but I think there's actually a second one. But I did have to pull some shenanigans in this place to learn some blue magic. Because, yeah, like I've said before, there are just some points in this game where learning blue magic is a little stressful in terms of planning and EXP management. Also, if I remember correctly, we're probably on floors with trapdoors, so if you hit the trapdoors, you fall through them. There we go, so yeah, definitely here. Don't just go straight to the center of the room, right that middle bit. There is a trapdoor, and you want all of these items. There we go, okay, so now we want to go back down, but we got all that cool stuff. There's like a moonring blade, that's a distance item, power armlet's just a strength booster accessory. A lot of good stuff there. I do like that we keep sort of circling around that weird central room with all the like, planters in them. I think it, like, this is not a bad dungeon. I like the general design of it, I think it looks cool. And I do like the sort of, it's not my favorite format overall, it's kind of a confusing map, so if you don't really look at where you're going and plan a route out, it's gonna be a pain, but in terms of, like, actually progressing through it, I do like that you get an overhead view of where you're supposed to go, and oh, good god, what are these toads?
We went in the wash with a tie-dye shirt.
We long for death.
This is actually incredibly poisonous to us.
As always, this is just another opportunity to learn Pawn's Chorus, if you haven't already. But I have, so kill the toads. It's my incentive for GDQ. Putting in $500 for kill the toads.
Do you think Letta gets annoyed anytime we finish a fight while she's up in the air?
I mean, yeah, she has to do the victory dance while just soaring. Gets tiresome after a while. Alright, oh, who is it this time? Ah, it's the Hydra. Alright, so this guy's a little bit of a bastard. Just came in out of nowhere. Now, this is kind of a tough fight. There's a worse one. But this is kind of a preview. Got a dragon enemy here, multiple heads. Is not Tiamat from Final Fantasy 1, though I am kind of wondering if that's supposed to be reminiscent of Tiamat's. Also, the heads in the front just look like they're having a good time. Alright, so... invisible floor here, and hey! It's Lena and Ferris's dad over there. I wonder why he's just sitting around doing nothing. Well, we'll have to ask him, and him, you know, being incredibly not suspicious whatsoever. Ah, here we go, the big team.
Tag yourself.
Yeah, it's me, I'm a raw mage.
Damn it, I was gonna take Raw Mage.
God, what is that front center head doing? The way it's spreaded out, it looks like it's just trying to, like, sing along to a song. He's listening to his tunes. Don't interrupt him.
There's too many heads, but they're doing the fucking Misery CPR Reese's Puff mashup.
The back heads are all business, and the ones in the front are just jamming. I love them so much.
Just think about just flipping these sprites is so fucking funny.
Alright, turn it around, and now I've got your power.
Alright, I've been hit. I'm pissed at you again.
Alright, now we just got the Hydra left, so yeah. Rush is definitely a pretty tricky move to get around, so Hydra's one of the tougher enemies we can get to, but not too bad. So, since we're here, we're fighting the big group of enemies, we're soon going to be getting to the last blue magic target we have in this dungeon. So, I'm going to mention now, I actually had to use a save editor, because this upcoming enemy does actually have a level-specific spell, as well as Rush. Ghidra here is a stronger version of the Hydra, and this one also has Reflect on right from the start of a fight, so you do not want to try to hit it with magic. We cannot slow it down, which really sucks because slowing the Hydra is, you know, pretty helpful. And anyway, yeah, thankfully, it does hit a specific person upon death, but, yeah. Level 4 Gravga is its, parting spell. So yeah, I had to use a save editor to level Bart's down. I basically just came here normally, went back to the save point, came here after Bart's level was lowered, got that spell, went back, re-leveled Bart's.
God.
Anyway, here's the boss. It was either that or sit around grinding forever, and quite frankly, I would much rather use the editor.
Hey guys, how's it going?
Okay, so Archaeovase is actually a 5-phase fight, though you're probably not going to notice most of the phases, because it kind of just cycles through them at HP thresholds, and does not tell you most of them.
That's not great.
Yeah. Now, it's not so specific in its weaknesses that you, like, need to know where it's at any given time, but each phase has 1600 HP, so you basically quote-unquote kill it, and then it moves on to the next. Again, you're not gonna notice there's no actual, like, exploding or flashing that it does. You might notice a difference in what it does, however. It'll have different attacks for different phases, and also different weaknesses in different phases. still on phase 1 because he's still breathing on us. Now, the thing I don't remember is if status effects carry over from one phase to the next, because damage does not. You can't really, overkill past any HP thresholds. But I forget if actually inflicting him with statuses matters. Well, that's a lot of damage. I don't think I've used Throw much before this point, but I have mentioned, Throw is very broken. It is a very powerful move. The only drawback is that it is resource-based, which is probably going to throw some people off. I know it usually throws me off of using it, because I'm like, oh, I only have 5 shurikens. What if I need them later? And then I proceed to not use them later. We all know this story, we've all done this. So I'm trying to remember what previous bosses were, because my first thought was, oh, he's cycling through, different elements, so maybe that's referencing, the other bosses as sort of a test, but the only one I can think of is, the first boss, Wing Raptor, which, was wing-based, it also had Breath Wing, so it's kind of a reference. Then the only other one I can think of off the top of my head is, Liquid Flame, because he's a bastard. Obviously, it definitely does not, reference the actual fights, otherwise, the fire portion of this fight would just be a real bastard. You'd be constantly transforming, but in terms of major bosses, to be fair, we don't know what Garuda did, because Garuda did die doing nothing. Yeah, the only ice boss I can think of is Shiva, who's not a major boss. We did fight her. So I guess this is just kind of more of it's cycling through wind and the basic elements. Okay, so now we know that we're on the 5th phase. This is the only one with an indication.
Oh! Look at it! Such energy!
Dad, what are you doing? Why are you talking like that?
No reason! You don't have to suspect me of anything! No possession here!
Alright, so anyway. Last phase isn't so bad. And let's see, if I remember correctly, final phase has... Oh, yep. I did actually do it. I forgot if I did it or not, but I did. Level 5 death does work. Gained barehanded. Galuf can now fight with his fists in any class. Dad, why are you saying mwahahaha? That seems suspicious. Dad, what you doing? Yeah, we're all very calm about the King of Tycoon just doing an evil laugh.
Now hold on a sec. I think he might be possessed.
Really? What makes you think that? No, he can't fight her dad. Even if he is possessed.
You fool! Here I go! AoE attack! Oh, never mind. Line attack!
Well, what's this? Well, as it turns out, we have one more meteorite left. We only ever encountered the 3. And here comes a semi-familiar face. Love that spin.
Destroyed!
Alright, well, good thing Farah and Lena and Ferris are out.
Hold on a moment. Dealing with amnesia.
Just knocks the bubble away. God, I love the animation. Why'd you phrase it like that? Why are you posing, Grandpa?
Yeah. All right. Now, how do you pronounce this child's name?
I just go with Krill.
Yeah, that's my instinct, but I could also see Kryle. I only hit him with
I just
electricity.
electrocuted him. He's fine. Unless he's a fucking wimp. Alright, well, looks like everything turned out... Oh, no. Oh, that's the blue aura of bad. Well, damn. So I've been pointing out that spot as we've been passing it and how it's had fewer and fewer thingamajigs in it. And that was important.
At last, after 10,000 years, I'm finally free. Time to conquer Earth!
Oh, now he's taking the crystals. He's gonna have all the jobs. Wait, they can do that?
Shit, we've just been using them for the class system.
You think we're just gonna let you do whatever you want? Immediately get shot.
Yeah, I do think that. Alright, destroyed the crystals. Now I'm gonna blow up your planet, Galif. Bye! Well, Ceresa, Lena, it seems I have freaked it.
The phrase warriors from another world gave me fucking Ray Earth flashbacks.
Young warriors and also one old warrior from another world. Don't mind me just doing a dramatic sacrifice. Oh god, it hurts. Don't worry. The crystals just need to shoot me a bunch, and then they'll be fine. They're working off some steam. All the crystals just pull out knives and start stabbing him. Sorry I misplaced you, Ceresa. My bad. Krill's just in the back like, dang, that seems like it's sad. I don't have context for any of this. Later, people are just gonna start referring to Ferris as Ferris, and Krill's just gonna be like, what? Who's that? Now, they got referred to as Ceresa, right? Did I hear wrong? I tried paying attention. Alright, this time the crystals are moving, but in a good way. In a non-murdery way. Alright, so most of the rest of the classes in the game are here. We're getting... Geomancer, Gladiator, Oracle, Necromancer, and that's it. That, however, is a very wild list. We're actually going to get to those next time, though, because this whole place is falling apart. Also, it's been 42 minutes, so, you know. Alright, everybody, let's make our way out at a decent pace. Alright, single file, everyone. Go quickly, but not too quickly. We don't want anybody getting trampled. And this should go without saying, but, Ronka Ruins will no longer be accessible after this. It is very much exploding, so get that blue magic before the boss, or you're losing out on it for a bit.